Hi, welcome in this new tutorial. Today the goal is to create something like this with a particle rotating around the sphere and then suddenly fall down into the ground, onto the ground in a nice way. For that, it's really easy. We could start now with a new scene, and the first thing we need to add is an emitter, and we also need a particle. For that I just choose a triangle now, like this. Perfect. And this is the particle. Now I will add here a particle system, and the first thing that I want to do is to replace the sphere by an object, and I render as an object, and I choose as an instance the particle previously created. So I will use object rotation, and in the rotation tab here I will use the velocity of the hair and the dynamic one, because I would like that the particle follow the velocity of the particle. So if I, for example, increase the velocity here, okay, and turn this one, I want that the particle follow the initial velocity. I can now just turn in the right way the initial particle. Great, perfect. Now I will replace, I will reset the rotation, give a starting at 2 meters per second, and disable the gravity for the emitter. So I have here particle rotating goes up. Now I will pass in edit mode in the emitter. I will delete this one and replace the plane by a circle. You can extrude the vertex and just scale the extruded vertex to create something like this. I will just flip the normal, and in the particle I will change the lifetime to 500, and the animation this one to 100, and the animation end to 502. So like this. Great. I have my particle here, and now the goal is to make the particle rotate around a UV sphere, like this, okay? And for that, I will add here a force field. And where is the force field? Yes, here. And I only set to the force field a negative value of strength by -2. Just will let the frame end for now at 100. Perfect. And you can see now that if you have here a radius at 4 meters and the particle with 2 meters per second in normal velocity, and you set the force field to a negative value of 2, normally the particle will turn properly around the sphere. okay? So you just need to have the good value to make the particle rotate properly here, okay? That's it. Now I will change, I will just randomize a bit the velocity, 0.2. 0.1. No, not randomize the axis, I want to randomize the velocity here. Okay, I want different velocity. And I also will add a Brownian at 0.3, okay, just to create a bit more, something a bit more different here, more noisy. Great. Now what I want to do is if for example here, I will use face orientation here, like this, and I just select some faces here, another one here, and I flip normal. Particles goes in different direction here, okay. And now I will use, I will duplicate this, rotate a bit. I want to select the whole circle. Make something like this. You will see that now. Particle rotate properly. I will disable the particle emitters in the render and in the viewport too. Okay. Great. Okay. Now we will add a ground like this. Perfect. Scale a bit. The ground. I will subdivide this one, extrude a bit this, create two loop cut, and I will add a subdivision surface, select all the edge in the border, press Shift A and set the min increase to 1, increase the subdivision surface and set the object smooth. And I will now add a camera, and I want that the camera look here in front of my sphere like this, and I want a square frame like this. Okay. Perfect. I just will split the screen here and set into the camera view here. Great. Just will save the scene. Particle 2. Yes. And now I want to add a material, and I really make something simple, a new orange material like this with a lot of roughness and no specular. I want another material for the sphere. So an orange one. It's a lot of roughness too, like this. Perfect. We will refine a bit the particle. Where is my particle? Here. I can just press slash to go in isolate selection mode, and I will split this particle, this object, in with the knife cut. So press K, go to this vertex here. Oh. Press C. Okay, so I have something like this. Great. I will do another one. Like this. Perfect. I just will set this down, delete this one, and normally I have my origin well aligned here. So if I set now a mirror in y-axis, I have a plane. Perfect. I could apply this one, change a bit the scale of the object. I can now apply a scale here. And normally I could disable the particle here in the viewport. Don't forget to also disable the particle in the render. And now I have planes, Papers plane rotating over the planet. For the plane, I mean the particle, I can choose another materials here, and I will use a color ramp with an orange texture, constant, small part of white one. And what I will do is that I will use an input object to randomize and have orange planes and more orange and a small portion of white planes. Great. Still missing some elements, like now we'll use a sun. We'll use the sun like this. For now, I will use a strength of 3 and also use a background in a red color, orange color, like this. Something like this is good. I will change in the shadow the cascade size to a higher texture. And for the sun, I also will add contact shadow, increase a bit this one, and go to the ambient occlusion. And I also had an ambient occlusion with a factor of 0.70, like this. Great. Seems good. Now I will reduce a bit the sphere. Like this, I will apply scale, and for the planes too, I apply scale. This is ground. This is sphere. Perfect. Now for the animation part, if I go here, I will see that I have my planes rotating here. Looks great, but still missing the final touch. It means that we need to cut, we need to stop the force field and make the particle fall into the ground, and add a movement to the camera. So for that, we let I will increase a bit the speed of the particle, and for that I will not touch the velocity, okay? Because if I touch the velocity now, I need to touch the force field too and adapt all the elements that affect the simulation. So what I need to do is to go in the where is it exactly? Emission source. I'm looking for the time step. Where is it? Yes, oh, sorry. And I could here change the value to 0.08, and you will see that it will affect the speed of the simulation, but without impact on the physics part. So what I will do is to extend a bit the end of the timeline, and by frame here, I just put a marker here, and here I will cut the force field. But okay, so I will just go on the emitter here, and I will key here the influence of the force and go to the next frame and just set 0 here. And I prefer to key this value here instead of go to the force field and set the strength to 0, because the particle have a strange velocity if you act here, if you key here, instead of disable the effect of the force field by the emitter part. That's it, perfect. We'll see what here, particle goes away. Perfect. And now what I will do by the same time is that I will key the gravity and go to the frame here, 160, and set the gravity to 0.4 and key the gravity again. I could check the graph editor here. Yes, I think it's good. Timeline. Great, perfect. You can see that now with the particle, the planes follow the velocity of the particle. The object follow the velocity of the particle to go down. If you have keyed the field and disable the strength, these planes don't change the direction of the particle, so it's a bit annoying. Now it's pretty good. We need to add now collision here for the plane, and for the plane I want maximum of stickiness, and I also want a friction at 1 because I don't want that the object slide on the ground like this. Perfect. And I also would like a collision for this and what's the thing here? Oh, I want friction at 1. I want that the particle slide on the sphere, so probably will make the damping at 1 too. And try again. Something like this. Great. And now I will play with the camera. For the camera, I will just start here with a very close-up plane. Key the position and go at the frame 200. Something like this, and I key the location again, and what I have here is I go back like this, and what I could do is to make the traveling a bit more dynamic by tweaking the curve, and I can open here the graph editor, and I will view selected, and I see that I can delete the Y and the Z and go here by frame 100, and I can insert the key here, and I can just make something like this. So the camera, yes, maybe a bit less. Oh, just would like to add the timeline here. Camera goes away a bit fast, like this. Okay, slow down, then go fast, then slow down again. Great. So I think I'm right. So I'm at the end of this tutorial. The last things you need to do is to render the simulation take care if you would like to now render the animation at a higher frame rate. It have impact on the speed of the simulation. Okay, so before to bake all the simulation, you need to know clearly at which frame you want to have or render your animation. Okay, and after that you go on the emitter parts, and you could here delete all bake and bake all the sequence, and now you are ready to render your animation.